What's up, everyone? I'm CL Connolly, and today I was thinking about doing something different. So, with the holidays coming around, I just kind of want to basically talk about I feel like you get what you give in the universe, if that makes sense. So, if you are going to be completely negative with everyone around you, I believe that everyone around you is going to be negative right back. And if you try to, give out positivity, you'll get positivity back. So my biggest thing is that I always feel like if you're going to go around the world and you're just going to be this horrible human being, then what's going to end up happening is people are just going to be mean to you. And I've noticed too that a lot of people, especially on social media and stuff like that, it just seems like they've got this victim mentality, as if like their entire life they've been a victim of something. And instead of digging their way out and trying to find a positive way to reinforce that and make their lives better, they just continuously talk about their victim, and they have, everybody's against them, and, oh, it's so bad and it's so awful and I can't do anything about the way that, society is about me, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, technically you can, be positive in a good way, right? Like, you're not fighting for everyone because you're a victim. You're literally just being selfish and fighting for yourself. You know what I mean? So it's more like, I'm trying to say this in a way that isn't like a generalization. This is literally just everybody. It's not one specific thing. It's a lot of people about a lot of different things, and they all feel like they're victims. And this basically stems from, several people that I know that I prefer not to communicate with, right? Because they're always so negative. And it's like, you know what? You want to be negative? That's fine. But don't bring me down with it. So it's like, I'm just going to push over here. I'm not going to communicate with you. That's just how it is. And it's not one singular person. Like, there are several people that I know that literally have this victim mentality, and they feel like they are always the victim. And it's like, I don't understand. Like, you feel like everyone's against you, when in actuality, it's not that everyone's against you. It's that you've made something up in your head to believe that everyone is against you. And now you feel like you have to just be the loudest one in the room. And a lot of other people don't feel that way. Like, it's so much easier just to be happy with who you are and the way you are, and just be happy in the world, and only you can actually fix that. So if you have ever had, and I'm not saying that everyone has, because I do know that there are several people out there that literally have no idea what they want to do with their lives, and they're like older. And my biggest thing is that if you've ever had a dream that this is what I want to do with my life, this is what I want to do, only you can work towards that. If you've never actually worked towards it, then it's probably not going to happen. And then you feel like everyone else in the world has made it possible for you to fail constantly. When in actuality, you're the one who can make yourself succeed or fail. It's just you, right? And so there was one time when I was working in retail, there was a customer who showed up. Like, we were closed. I was getting ready to set the alarm. We were all getting ready to leave. And as we came to the front and I go to the alarm keypad to set it, this guy is banging on the door. Now, I can't set the alarm. I have to wait, because this is an unsafe situation for the employees that are there with me. And I am responsible for these employees because I was management. So I can't allow them to leave with this man standing outside, because it's an unsafe situation. And so we're trying to, we're waiting for him to leave. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, I can't stand here any longer with these employees. We're all off the clock. Nobody's clocked in. And I don't think that it's fair to make them stand here off the clock inside work when we all want to go home. And this guy is just banging on the door, insisting that we let him in. So finally, I tell them, I'm like, just wait. And I go over to the door. I don't open it. I don't unlock it. I don't do anything. I literally tell him, hey, dude, we are closed. I cannot let you in. We are leaving. Everything is done. Everything is shut down. And he starts screaming about how awful we are because we wouldn't wait for him. Dude, we've been closed for 45 minutes. And I realize who this guy is, okay? So he was a pastor of a church, because that's awesome, right? And he was picking up something. He wanted to pick up something that was for the next day, right? For his little church service thing the next day. Okay, that's great. But we've been closed for 45 minutes. So what have you been doing all day long? Because you dropped this off on Friday. It's now Saturday. You show up late and you want us to open for you because of who you are. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care who you are. I literally don't. We all want to go home. So because of the fact that I knew who the guy was, I was like, you know what? We're going to go, because I know this guy and I really don't believe he was going to do anything harmful. And there was enough employees to where it wasn't like there was only just 2 of us there and that we would feel unsafe. No, there was like six employees. So, and me. So I'm thinking, you know what? We're fine. We could probably take this guy down. There's a couple of guys here, whatever, if anything were to happen, right? So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go. So I set the alarm. We all head out, and this guy starts screaming about the fact that he couldn't believe that we wouldn't just let him in to get his stuff so that he could have it for the morning. I said, you know what? I said, we open up at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I said, you can have it then. And he said, I won't need it by then. And I'm like, well, that's not my problem. And he goes, you know, I believe that you get what you give in the world. And I was like, so do I. I said, and this is the reason why. It's because you're feeling entitled to coming in after we've closed because of who you are. You are not entitled to that. So this is the reason why we are treating you the exact same way you're treating us. You are treating us like shit. So we're going to go right back and treat you like shit, because there's absolutely no reason for you to act this way, because you are not entitled to anything in this world. The end. I don't care who you are. I really don't. And that's one of the biggest problems. You've got too many people out there in the world who feel entitled. And I'm not even talking about one single generation. This is every generation. There are groups of people in each generation that feel entitled to things, and they have absolutely no respect for anyone else. And they always make it sound like everyone else is what's causing them to fail. He had every right to show up at any point in time between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. There's a 12-hour window there, guy, that you could have shown up to pick up your stuff. It's a business, technically. He's a pastor of a church. He has a business. He has things that need to be taken care of. If you have those things that need to be taken care of, then you need to do that in a timely fashion. It's not my fault you lost track of 12 hours. I'm just saying, right? So in this sense, yes, every single one of us was extremely rude to this guy. He never came back to that location. He started going down to a different location, which was fine. Great. No, we don't care. You can go down to that location. That location, those people are gone 20 minutes after they close. We were only there for 45 minutes afterwards because there was a lady still in the store afterwards. Some of these other locations, they will actually kick you out. Other locations, it's like, nope, we go by what the corporate office says. We cannot kick customers out. So there you go. I don't know. Anyway, my biggest thing is that these people, they feel entitled to things in the world. And if they don't get it, they are now the victim. And everyone else in the world is causing them to be the victim. When actuality, you are the only one who can turn yourself around. You are the only one who can actually change. You can change who you are. You can be a happier person. You can, pick yourself up and be like, you know what? I don't like my life. I'm going to change. I'm going to do something else. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what I did. I had a dream. When I was 6 years old, I wanted to be an author. I wanted to be a published author. I wanted to share my stories. I wrote all the time, constantly. As a matter of fact, I have spiral notebooks. I don't know where they are at this point, but these are stories that I wrote in 4th and 5th grade, and I think some of them I wrote in 6th grade, right? Stories. They're never going to see the light of day. You know, it's some little girl who ran away from home and found this abandoned house. And that abandoned house was actually behind my neighborhood where I lived. There was just this abandoned house. And that's where I got the idea for the story. So she lives in this house and there's ghosts in there. And she's, you know, she made friends with the ghosts. So now this little girl lives in an abandoned house by herself with these ghosts, right? That's the whole story. There isn't anything bad that happens. Like, it's literally just this fun do-do-do little girl runs away from home. She's living in an abandoned house with ghosts. Nothing happens in the story. I thought it was just fun to write. That was it. That was all I was doing, right? So anyway, I mean, of course something happens. She runs away from home and her parents are trying to find her. But anyway, that's beside the point. But the thing is, though, is that that's exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I've always wanted to be an author. And because I literally wanted that, I made it happen. I now have 9 published books. My 10th book will be published in February. So because I made sure that my dream came true, and I was the only one who could actually make that dream come true. I'm the only one in my life that can make what I want come true. That's it. It's just me. So I know for a fact, and I'm happy with my life. I am so ecstatic with the fact that I have been able to accomplish my dream in life, and I get to sit at home and I get to write books and everything else. I have so many ideas. Literally, I will see the smallest little thing and I will get an idea. I have so many books that I can publish enough all the way up to 2036, I think is where, 2036 is where I'm at. And that's with publishing 1 book a month in 2030. So I have 12 books that will all be coming out in 2030. And then I still have enough books to publish one a year up to 2036. So I have ideas, and it's because this is what I've wanted to do with my life since I was 6, so for as long as I can remember, right? I did this for myself. There's people out there who said, "Oh, I want to be a doctor." "Oh, I don't want to go to school for that long. Forget it. I won't do that." Okay, well, only you could change that. You're the one who wanted to be a doctor when you were a kid. Then when you found out how much schooling it took, you thought, "That's too much. I'm not going to do that." Okay, well, now you're miserable and you think it's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's fault that you made the decisions in your life to get where you are. But it's not. It's nobody's fault. You're the one who made those decisions to get where you are in life, and that's why you're miserable. So, and let me put it this way. There is never an age where you are too old to do anything, okay? So this is what I've always told my son. Okay, when you are under the age of 10, you are just to be a child. That's it. Play, have fun, run around, be stupid. Just get dirty. That's it. Once you hit over the age of 10, now's the time to actually push the limits. Okay, so you want to see exactly what you can do without actually getting arrested. Let me put it that way. That's how it is. You start thinking about things you want to do with your life. You know, once you hit 16, it's like, all right, is there really anything that I want to do with my life? You just get to start, you know, basically making a list. Make a list of exactly what you think you want to do with your life. You know, oh, do I want to be a doctor or a lawyer or, you know, a writer or, you know, a garbage man or a mailman or, you know, the guy who digs the road up, construction, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to fix air conditioners. Who knows, right? Whatever. Make a list of things that you want to do. And as time goes on, you'll get to figure out, well, no, I guess I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I guess I really don't want to do that. But you'll get to see all these different things, especially in high school. You get to hear, I don't know if they still do it, but I know they did it when I was in high school, where they have people come into the school and they talk to all the kids about the different jobs they have. You know, they've got policemen and firemen and random other people, right? So they talk to these kids about jobs that they could have. So you kind of get to figure it out. Yeah, I wanted to be a cop when I was a kid. I thought that would be the coolest thing ever. I also had a straight fear of firearms and refused to absolutely would not touch one. I just would not do it. Eventually, I did shoot, you know, some firearms, and I own 2 handguns. So that, I mean, There you go. Eventually it gets to it. But I was in my 30s. Yes, I was in my 30s before I actually would touch one. And that's fine. So that means, okay, so I cannot be a police officer. Okay, cross that off my list. And it was only because what I was looking for was a job that I could have so that I'd have, funds, because, being an author doesn't exactly pay off right in the beginning, right? So you kind of need funds. But anyway, of course, I chose the restaurant industry and retail because they have flexible schedules so that I could write and work and make money. So there you go. Anyway, but you start thinking about all these things that you want to do. Now, once you're out of your teenage years, your 20s are for you to experiment with each and every one of these things that you want to do. Okay, so you start thinking, well, now's the time. Do I want to go to college to be a doctor or a lawyer or any of these other things that need this extensive? Because you want it right after high school. That's the first thing you want to think about. Do I want to go to college to be these things? My son went to college because he thought he wanted to be an architect. Then he decided it was boring and he didn't want to do that. Great. He had a chance to try it out. Awesome. So that was something he decided he didn't want to do. Okay. I don't care what you do with your life. Your 20s are for you to figure it out. Do you want to go to college? If you go to college, I don't know exactly how it works because I took a specialty course. I have an MFA in creative writing, and I'm sorry, but that literally is nothing. So yeah, I have a Master of Fine Arts in creative writing. It's literally a useless degree. But you know what? It was fun taking the class while I had it, right? You got to take your English courses and all this other stuff, whatever. So anyway, so I knew what I wanted. I don't really know how college works. If you can change your major here, you can change your major there. I'm not sure exactly how all that works, right? But I know that I've seen some people where it's all like, oh, my freshman year, I decided to change my major for, the next year. So I had to start all over basically, right? Which is fine. So some kids want to do that. They decide that, they taking classes for this one thing. I don't want to do that anymore. Now they want to start taking classes for something else. No, I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, fine. You don't even have to go to college. Just go get yourself a fun little job to piddle around for throughout your 20s. Eventually you'll find something you like and maybe you'll move up and start actually, being a manager of something. Like managers of grocery stores, retail chains, restaurants and stuff like that, they actually make livable wages. They're management, but they started at the lower level and they worked their way up because they realized, this job is actually really fun. And this is what I want to do. But you know what? If they're happy with their jobs, then great. You've got so many people who work at these corporate jobs who make, millions, and they hate their jobs. They hate their lives because they didn't think, what do I want to do with my life? Well, now you've got that same victim mentality where they feel like everyone else has done this to them. They were told that they had to get a job and they had to work and they had to be miserable so that they could have enough money to retire, blah, blah, blah. So now they're thinking, oh, it's everybody else's fault because society tells you have to do this. Yes, you need money to live. You need money to pay bills. I get that. Yes. But you don't need a crappy job that you hate just so you can make money and pay bills. Find the job you like. Find a career you want to do, right? It's something you can do. And I've always told my son this, your teenage years are for you to figure out, oh, do I want to do all of this stuff? Let's, make a list of what you want to do. Then your 20s are for you to figure it out and whether or not you actually like it and find a job that you actually like that you can stick with. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's people in their 20s that have probably had 50 jobs because they didn't like the one they were at. And eventually they'll be like, damn, I've been at this job for 5 years. And it's amazing. Great. That means that you like your job. Or you're getting too comfortable and you really hate it, because that's a thing too. But I'm just saying, you cannot be a victim your entire life and say that society is the one who created you to be the victim. That is not how this works. You did this to yourself. You have created the victim mentality. Be happy with who you are and stop trying to project all of that out to everyone else around you and say, well, the reason why I, don't get this and I don't get this and I can't do this and I can't do that is because of society. because you and you and you. No, that is not how this works. It is not. You get what you give in the universe. If you give out positivity, the universe gives you positivity right back. That's just how this works. If you give out negativity, yeah, shit's gonna happen and it's gonna suck. So all you need to do is just be positive, love life, love the life you have, or change it. It's basically up to you. And that's basically all I had to say today. I knew that I wanted to be an author, and I worked my ass off to make sure that I was able to publish books. All the rest of my books are back there. I just haven't have these right here in front of me. So, but that's my thing, is that I literally made sure to have what I wanted, and I am happy that I'm actually able to sit here and write, and I live on, 3 acres, almost 4. It's a little over 3 acres. But that's my thing, though, is that I got the property in the middle of nowhere because that's what I wanted. And my husband and I have been looking for property for as long as we were looking for an area anyway, for as long as we've been married. And it was great that him and I had the same dream to live in the middle of nowhere with nobody around. It's awesome. We have actually made we've reached our goals. I have one more goal coming up, but that is something that we have to wait for. So hopefully it'll come up around the beginning of the new year, but at this point in time, all I have to do is wait. So, but my thing is, though, is that if you have goals, reach for those goals. You can reach for those goals. There is nobody holding you back but yourself. You are the only one holding yourself back from reaching those goals. And please stop blaming everyone else and society for what you feel like you are being held back from. It's your life. Reach for it, go for it, and just do what makes you happy. Stop being such a miserable bitch and just go out there and reach for the stars. You know you can do it. That's all I have to say. You can reach for those dreams as long as you know that you are the only one holding yourself back. That's it. Everything happens for a reason, and I believe that if you are not positive and you don't embrace the universe and say, I am here for you, just lead me in the right direction. Where do I need to go with this? And all you're doing is standing there going, everybody's against me. The universe will knock you down time and time and time again if you feel like everyone is against you. Nobody's against you. Nobody's against you. That's not how this works. Nobody's against you. You are holding yourself back. So move on, be happy, and say, thank you for the life that I have, and I am so grateful. And I will work towards whatever I need to find for inner peace for me. Heck, I started reading tarot cards. And you know what? It makes me feel better. I read tarot cards every single day, generally. A lot of the times. But sometimes, on a Sunday, I want to, what's my week going to look like? And sometimes it looks great. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly how my week's going to look. Does it actually happen? Probably not. But because I look at these tarot cards and I go, you know what? This looks like a great week. In my head, I now have an awesome week. I have an amazing week and everything is great because I believe it. It's the placebo effect. Believe that you can actually achieve, and you will. You're the only one holding yourself back. You're the only one who's making yourself miserable, and you're the only one who believes that everyone is against you. Everyone else doesn't give a shit about you. They don't care what dreams you have. You have a dream, you have to fulfill it. That's it. You have a goal in life that you want to achieve. You're the one who has to achieve that goal. you're the only one holding yourself back. So work towards it, get up there, smile, and hold your head high when you walk down the street, and just make yourself feel important. Heck, there are times where I will walk into a store with my sunglasses on. I got my head held high like I am an important fucking bitch, and I am a fucking nobody. That's how I see it. I act like I am important. Am I? Probably not. 99% of the people in the world have no friggin' idea who I am, and that's fine by me. I don't care. Nobody has to know who I am. I don't care. I'm just happy with the fact that I am able to publish my books. And that's just how I'm going to go. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep publishing my books. I have readers. I have people who get so excited every time I publish a new book. So you know what? I'm going to keep on going, even if it's only 5 people. I will keep doing it. I will keep on keeping on, because that's how I have to work. I have to write. I create stories. That's all I do. And I've achieved it. And I did that all for me, for myself. That's just how it works. I have the support of my husband, so that's good. But the reason why I have the support of my husband is because of the fact that I am working towards my goal. I am working towards my dream. And because I am actually the one who's actually, working towards it, rather than just going, I feel like everyone's against me. It's so hard. Because then that's when the other person now is just like, well, then quit. Stop. Because now they don't want to support somebody who doesn't want to support themselves. Do you see what I'm saying here? Anyway, that's it. That's all I have for you today. The holidays are coming up. Have a great Christmas. Everything's wonderful. And I will see y'all in the next one. Okay, bye.